You know, Malika, it's the first Sunday in May here in Boston, and the annual tradition means that Celtic fans begin contemplating another championship banner. It would be number 18, but Giannis Antetokounmpo has other thoughts. He wants to hang another banner up in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum. Jason Tatum continues to rise amongst the game's elite, and Jaylen Brown, the other half of that dynamic wing combination. Here's a look at the Final Four in the Eastern Conference. Miami, the number 1 seed, they'll have home court throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, chopping it up courtside along with Doris Burke. George Sedano will be joining us in just a few moments. George, these two teams met in the 2019 conference semifinals. The Bucks won, and even more has changed since then. Giannis Antetokounmpo has become a finals MVP, but he's going to have to do it without his sidekick, Chris Middleton.
There are those singular forces, though, who can overcome the absence of a key part of a championship team in Chris Middleton, and that singular force is Giannis Antetokounmpo, a guy who, going downhill at 6'11", 240 pounds, is one of the most devastating forces in the league. The improved handle combined with the incredible strength makes him even more difficult to come out of the paint. We know what the Bucks want to do. They want to get Giannis in movement. Is the defender reacting fast enough? He's north of 70% from the free throw line, so you can't put him there. And the key for this Bucks team is we know what Giannis is going to do in transition, but there are guys around him who've got to make shots. Giannis generates a ton of open threes. Grayson Allen had a couple of big games in the first round series. Connaughton knocks down 6 threes his last time out, and Drew Holiday has got to be that elite two-way force.
An array of shooters around Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll see how they get it done as a collective. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics. It's not a stretch, folks, to say that Jason Tatum might be the best player in the postseason so far. And as we take a look at our winning ingredients presented by Chipotle and delivered by Chipotle, he continues to prove that there's not many better at his position, Doris.
Mark, when a player steps between the lines and understands I take a backseat to absolutely nobody, he becomes even more dangerous. The offensive skill set has always been there. He is an elite 3-level scorer. You want to get him to the mid-range? He'll make those shots. He can knock down threes from every part of the floor, and he averaged 7 assists per game. But this is what separates the Celtics, their defensive willingness and his willingness to accept challenges.
Jason Tatum throwing at both ends of the floor, and for more on the defense, let's go to George Sedano.
Jonesy, it certainly will be a collective effort for the Celtics on defense, but no one more important than the Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Head coach Ime Udoka says that Smart's versatility is the most important thing because he can guard all 5 positions. Smart became the first guard to win the Defensive Player of the Year award since Hall of Famer Gary Payton won it in 1996. The funny thing, though, is Coach Udoka knew 3 days prior that Smart had won the award and had to keep it from him. The team had Gary Payton present the award during a film session, and as Payton walked in the room, everyone noticed except Smart. Why? Because he was so locked into the film and was barking out orders on how to clean things up. They tapped him on the shoulder, and he finally turned over and saw Payton and the award and said to Udoka, "You got me." Jonesy?
Udoka great at keeping secrets. We'll see if he's got anything up his sleeve for Giannis and the Bucks. Tip coming up, folks, right after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
The NBA Conference semifinals on ABC is presented by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Chipotle, for real.
The rafter banners are more than pride. They suggest what is possible.
I overcame all the odds. I ain't been playing it safe, nah. I was just giving my all. I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there.
The road to the championship is never easy.
Nobody says it's going to be easy.
It's going to be a riot. Down me is quiet. I got the can of gas. I'm about to ignite. I am driven. I won't ever get tired because I've been left behind. I have to get right. Waiting on the side. Now I just wait on myself. Got nothing weighing on the mind. One thing I learned after all this time, the mountain you carry meant for you to climb. I'm on the grind. Oh, I'm shining. Nothing can stop me.
What's made us who we is, we keep pushing.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Nothing can stop me.
game mindset as a team.
Playing our hearts out, leaving out there on the court. We feel confident. We feel strong against anybody.
And it's absolutely as good as it gets.
Nothing can stop me.
And he puts it in. Celtics go up by 1. It's the NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel. Folks, we're in Boston for the conference semifinals. Delivered by Chipotle. On an irradiant, incandescent Sunday afternoon, green, the prevalent color here in Boston. Not Milwaukee green, but Celtic green. Moments before the opening tip, let's listen in to some players wired for sound.
Oh, cash out. Yeah. All right, swing it, swing it, swing it.
BOS. Game 1. Let's get it.
You ready? Come on.
Jason Tatum's son, Toots, with the first big assist of this ball game. As we take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Modelo. Starting 5 for the Milwaukee Bucks. Without Chris Middleton out with that knee injury, it'll be Wesley Matthews and Holiday in the backcourt. Portis, Antetokounmpo, and Lopez on the front line. A rather large and imposing front line for the visitors. Meanwhile, for Boston, it's Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown in the backcourt. Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams back in the starting lineup. Still recovering from that knee injury that had him miss a couple of games in that Brooklyn series in the first round. These two teams split the regular season series 2 games apiece. But there were a whole bunch of mitigating factors with absent players and injuries. These two teams met, remember, as I said earlier, in the 2019 semis. Milwaukee winning that series 4 games to 1. The year before that, Boston won in a hard-fought 7-game series. We're ready to go. Williams and Lopez with the opening tip. Scott Foster, Curtis Blair, and Ed Malloy are officials this afternoon. And it'll be the Bucks bringing it into the front court with Drew Holiday.